and
Sure.
then, actually we could both record, couldn't we?
Okay. Groovy.
Yeah,
Groovy. Yeah.
I'll
So,
just I'll record as well.
shall I play host?
You can play host.
Okay, good. Good. I'll take a turn. So, hi guys. It's Lou Martin here, and I'm with one of the brightest lights. It's my pleasure to know at this point in my journey, Alexandra Wenman.
Hi Lou, hi everyone.
So we're just having a lovely time bitching and moaning, and we thought we'd share the joy with everybody, about
We've
getting over
been
the
bitching and
challenges.
moaning about the universe, and well, not really, but we have been, because it's not been easy for a lot of people, has it? It's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, I think.
Oh yeah, as you were saying, hon. I mean, that's what you're very good to let me just share this with others, because yeah, it's been extremely slow and difficult for me, and just really, like when fishermen aren't catching fish, they're on the shore repairing their nets. I've been doing a lot of repairing my nets.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it's relentless, I suppose, when you're on the path, the kind of looking within and taking responsibility for your own energy field and your own stuff and all of that. But it has intensified. I noticed definitely the second half of 2019 and this first sort of month or so 2020. The duality has become very, very intense. It's like looking deeply into a mirror, and what I'm kind of being shown in a lot of the work that I've been doing with my clients and in my workshops is sort of less of the running around trying to clear and banish and get rid of stuff, and more of the really being present with it and really accepting and acknowledging these deeper core emotions that are coming up, because we're being shaken, rattled and rolled. We've got like cosmic waves coming in. I was aware that stuff's been going on in my energy field that is not just emotion. I can feel like, I mean, it started last year with lots of 5G business, but I can feel a lot of, I don't know if it's like magnetic pulse energy and Schumann resonance stuff and cosmic ray stuff, that the stuff that we can't see with our eyes. So we might not even logically know what's going on, but we're literally being battered and barraged. And this is why it's very key that we stay in our center and we try not to pass judgment on each other and on anything else that's going on. And one of the things I kind of look at is, I've become very accepting of my own shadow, but one of the kicks up the butt that I got like this week was, if you're going to be accepting of your own shadow, you also need to acknowledge that other people have a shadow and you need to give them the space to be in their shadow too. So move yourself out of the way or get out of the way of danger, but do not pass judgment. Hold them in love for whatever they're going through. See the divine child within, see the light within, and just try and stay as neutral as you can. But obviously, go away and look at the stuff that is being mirrored back at you. And that's sort of helping me anchor down into my center and stay in that really beautiful place of harmony. But I'm finding that if I don't speak my truth, or if I don't acknowledge a situation, if it's not working for my highest good and I'm being, say, too polite and going, yeah, that's fine, I'll do that, or whatever. I'm a one for getting pulled off onto side missions and helping everybody else before I put myself first. And now I'm finding that I get ill if I do that. I cannot, I think we're being, each person has their own individual mission. It's not about not helping others, but it is about making sure that you're okay before you help others. Otherwise, you're just going to get floored. So,
Sure.
but yeah, you've had a tough start as well, mate. So.
Yeah, bless your heart. I mean, I just relate to every single word you just uttered, my friends. The quote, I'm just scrolling here. There was a quote from my guides that said, we're not asking you to make others wrong. We're asking you to find that place in your heart that's right for you, and by extension, that's right for the world. And this is it. I want to get on and talk about this tonight because of the impeachment in the States, and just the shadow play, like you said, Alexandra, that is just suddenly boom. There's just like this bright light on everything and every thought we have and every corner in our consciousness. And as you described it beautifully, we bounce off of these situations, we come back into ourselves, then we get very honest and very real and very centered. And we say, okay, more compassion, more responsibility, more understanding, more deeper surrender. And
Yeah.
put out the intention, bless the situation, give it to God for his purpose, her purpose, and then, get back in the game and see what changes.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It really is. I was looking at this last night, like, where are we, and this has come up for a few of my clients too. It's like, I kind of got where are you avoiding really stepping into your own magnificence and your own light and your own purpose? And it's like, really, we're being asked to really own who we are as souls, and not to avoid. One of my avoidance tactic really is, promote somebody else, help somebody else, push somebody else into the limelight, and I've been almost allergic to putting myself out there. In the last few years, I'm trying to do it. It's happening. It's moving,
Yeah.
but it doesn't stop me being uncomfortable with it. And I have had a few people, bumped up against a few people who have, I suppose, accused me of going into ego and stuff. And we're accountable to ourselves. So I almost think it's none of my business what other people think I'm doing. I'm following my purpose and my path. And if someone's going to judge me, let them judge. I have work to do on this planet.
That's right.
And I just have to not even go into judgment of myself, because
Sure.
you do that and you question yourself because of somebody else's envy or whatever it is that's going on.
Yes, dear.
Then you'll get even more kicked up the butt by the universe. So
well, yeah, no, I so appreciate you sharing that. I mean, it's like, ego, everything good is outside. And so we know, as a merry band of mystics that we are, Spirit has shown us and led us and carried us and taken us by the hand. Look, this is the way it works. This is who you are. This is where your home is, where your heart is, etc. As you're saying. And so, yeah, we need to keep coming back. To me, the word is power. The power of our truth, the power of our values, the power of our commitment. And, we do our human best to be in harmony and balance. But it's like we say, it's this paradox, honey. We have to speak what's in our hearts, and then we have to let everyone have their own opinion about it, including who they think we are.
Yeah, I see it like it's like my granddad was a jockey, and he comes in quite often with wisdom, and
he was a powerful spirit.
he shows me a horse race, and he goes, Al, don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Just stay in your lane. Look at your end goal. Look at where you want to get to, and stay in your lane. It's almost like you've got blinkers on. Like, if you get trolled or if someone has a negative opinion or whatever, as long as you're being true to your heart and you're not hurting somebody else deliberately, because people can get hurt when they can think that what you're doing is hurting them if you're following your truth, or you're holding healthy boundaries around you, or you're saying no out of love.
Sure.
People can think that you're hurting them, but actually, if you're not deliberately hurting anyone and you're saying yes to your purpose and your truth, oh my God, it gets more intense. The further along that path you go, you will get tested. It's like an initiation, but stay the course, and stay the course in love. It's the only way. The only way out is in.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, here's to your jockey spirit guide. That's a great message. I mean, I really believe the same thing. And in my practice and in my work and in striving to be of service to others and support others and empower and help others, my metaphor is I just keep needing to clean my side of the glass. And as you're saying, I used to just go, here you go, everybody. And they're like, wow, you're amazing, Lou. I'm like, well, thanks. Now let's get to work. Now it's like, here you go, everybody. Hello, anyone? Is there anyone out there? Can I help anybody? And it's like, well, let's clean our side of the glass while we're waiting, you see.
But where this is the thing, Lou, you're such a giver. You really are. And you always see the light in other people. And I kind of keep getting, this is what they said to me tonight. Where are you not committing to you? Because if something's not moving, we're being squeezed into this place, this like commit to yourself, commit to your mission. Where are you not committing? And it can be so in like tiny, you might not even get to it. I mean, there's so many, even in that little piece, there's so many facets to look at, isn't there? It's like, wow, where am I not committing to loving myself even deeper? Where am I not committing to doing my work even more, in a more committed way, in a more loving way, in a more trusting way, in a more open way? Or
Yeah.
It's dicey times we're in, my friend. It's very interesting.
You know, yeah, no, I hear you. I'll take that on 100%. You know, the path is humility or humiliation. There's not much, you know, in the middle. And of course, when we get it, you know, when we deepen our commitments, when I deepen my commitment, as I deepen my commitment every day, you know, because that is the journey, then grace shows up and answers show up and opportunity shows up. So, you know, I don't mean to say that there haven't been those moments of healing and insight and freedom, and they're there, thank God. But you know, it is a whole new ball game this last few months. Energetically.
Yeah, I just keep getting, I mean, this is why we are pioneers. It's like this time on the earth has never gone before. And even the guides say, and I'm sure your guides say as well, that they don't know what we're capable of. So we really are breaking new ground here. And so there's no telling what's to come. And it is a massive evolution. It's a very, I'm finding it's very beautiful and miraculous, but at the same time, extremely uncomfortable and sometimes downright grief-filled, because it's like a part of us is dying. It's like an old aspect of humanity is dying. So we're grieving the old, and we're grieving the safe structures we built around ourselves as a society, which is obviously very safe, structured, masculine, patriarchal, whatever that is. And, you know, and now we're being asked to open to, wow, like we don't even know what, but it's such a key lesson in trust. And I mean, even those like the likes of you and I, the channels and the light bringers, who we're supposed to be holding it all together, like people expect us to basically have our proverbial crap together.
Right.
And even we don't have our stuff together. So it really is about, I think now, about being an example of it rather than doing it for people, and really making sure that we look after ourselves first and then show people how to do it for themselves, be an example of that.
Yes.
Yes. And that it just looks so different in every situation. So there's no hard and fast rules. You really have to go into your feeling,
yes.
your feeling capacity, don't you, to feel your way forward, not think your way forward. It's just
yes. Yeah. Intuition. That's beautiful, hon. It's coming up, you know, every day. And, you know, you mentioned soul, and that's been so up for me as well, you know, and you were talking earlier about feeling these energies in your body and in your inner journey. And that's true for me too, you know. So I really, like, I'll put Lazarus on Healing Crisis, and I'll just play it on repeat all night long, you know, and I like, get into my head, you know, get
oh my
into
God.
yeah.
Well, you talk about Healing Crisis. I had one like 2 nights ago. I thought I was going to have a breakdown. I was literally like, felt like the poles of my brain were literally switching over, and it was like, didn't know which way was up. It was like just barely kind of holding on to some level of reality and going, okay, I'm just going to ground. I think also it's really important to connect to nature at this time. I think we need the trees, we need the earth, we need the grass. We just need to one foot in front of the other, be with the rocks and the crystals and remember that you know, we're part of that kingdom as well.
Yeah.
But
we don't know how much we're holding on to until we let it go, you know. And spirit is just like you know, running the show, of course, and you know, we know that much, and they see and know the bigger picture. And there's a lot. It's you know, a vision quest, a trust walkabout, you know. It's you know, you're in the dark forest in the middle of the night, and you're like, where am I going? How do I get there, you know? And it really, you know, these moments I relate on, really calls on the depth of my faith and like, what do you really believe? And are you really operating from that core? No, I'm not. Clearly, let me come back to that and give everything away and surrender and purify
Yeah.
my consciousness.
Surrender is the most beautiful thing, isn't it? And saying yes, like, can you say yes to letting go of what isn't serving you anymore, even if you don't know what that is, or even if you don't know what you're meant to be releasing? Can you say yes to having more of your higher self be present and creating your life? Can you say yes to what's coming for you, even though you don't know what that is, and it might not look like what you think it looks like, but it might be absolutely miraculous. It's likely to be better than what you think it is.
Sure.
But there's some semblance of that surrender and that sacrifice of what you think you want as a human.
Sure.
And then the
Sure.
soul going, you don't really need that.
Right.
Let go of that. Get rid of that. You actually
Right.
need more of this.
Right. Well, yeah, the heart knows what the mind struggles to believe. And,
Yeah.
the mind is full of great ideas, some of which might actually be true occasionally. But, like we're saying about the shadow of the world right now, really, and all the judgments and all the, and how, duality. And I just feel like, obviously, this decade is the divine, passageway
Yeah.
to really look at the lower self and the higher self and make a conscious decision. Which planet, which society, which self do you want to live?
Yeah.
And it's really requiring, everything that we have, basically.
Yeah, it's all speeding up. To time is distorting or speeding up or slowing down. You and I seem to be having the opposite poles right now. But it's like, I find, like, I interviewed this beautiful lady. She's actually my singing teacher, Angelina
Yeah.
Kalahari, the
Oh,
other day. And
you had an interview with her. I haven't seen it
she's
yet. I
gorgeous.
listed it.
Yeah, so she's been teaching me to breathe properly. And I mean, not diaphragmatic breathing. I'm actually now breathing as though I'm breathing right into my pelvis. And even though I don't have lungs there, I'm imagining I have lungs there. And
Okay.
it's actually amazing. You can slow everything right down. I'm quite high and running around today, so I'm a bit like, woo! But you can slow everything down. One of the things I've been working with for a couple of years is also bending time, or setting my intention that I am a master of time, because time, like everything else here, is an illusion, and we can feel like we're running out of time. So I slow my breathing right down, breathe very deeply into the body, come right back into the now moment. Imagine I'm shrinking my consciousness into the body and anchoring into the body, being with whatever feelings arise, but just being in love with them and for them and through them until it sort of transmutes. I work with my precious wisdom technique as well, but you don't have to do anything like that. You don't need any fancy techniques. And then you can actually set an intention. This next hour is going to feel like 3 hours. This next hour will feel like 2. And then I slow everything down, and then I have time to get everything done. And because essentially what's happening is we're becoming holographically minded. We're tuning into the non-linear consciousness. And so we need a new way of navigating. We're understanding it is the eternal now, but it's kind of doing this flip-flop between linear and non-linear time. And
Yeah.
it can leave you feeling all at sea in a choppy old boat, can't it? And you feel like,
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, I think that's the body and anxiety and as you said, the just panic attacks and this pressure that we tend to put on ourselves, and it's just such an unconscious part of the 3D world that we all live in. You've got to do this, you've got to do that, this has to be on time, this is late, etc. And I love what you're saying. It's the same for me. Just learning about Wim Hof and conscious breathing. And
I've been reading about Wim Hof lately as well. How funny.
amazing.
We're always so
Sure.
aligned.
Right, right. I had an interview with an Eastern European woman living in Ireland named Timia Farkas, who's on my YouTube, and she's been conscious breathing since she was a child. She just knows how to do it, and she raises her vibration. So it's we're really in this new vibration, this new time, and we're being guided to all these tools that'll help us integrate, I think is the word I'm looking for. You know?
Integrate,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And breath is life. We just need to keep it simple. I think our brains, our human mind wants to overcomplicate things, but at the end of the day, it's very simple. Breathe, be, let go of judgment, come back to love, center, ground, and the most important is trust. Trust. When you trust that everything's going to work out in the best way possible, even when you don't know what that looks like, life always comes into flow. It always does, without fail, eventually.
Right. Right.
What is for you will never pass you by, as the Irish say.
Right. 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 This or something better is now on its way, you know, absolutely. Yeah, hun, you know, it's love, joy, appreciation, gratitude are the words that I use. But of course, then the other quote is trust is everything, because when we trust, then we remember that we are safe, loved, and supported.
Absolutely, Lou. Oh, I want to give you a hug, mate. It's
Okay. Thank you. I'll take it. Thank you, sweetheart.
It?
Bless you. Yeah, well, I know you're running from this to that. I appreciate your time. I'm so grateful to finally catch up with you again.
Thank you so much, honey. What an awesome chat. And yeah, we need to have these more often, I suppose. And we also we should do a longer one again. I'll have to get you on my show again as well, and we'll have an update.
Sure,
And,
I'd love that. I have this idea, Alexandra, of doing a schedule of you know, like half an hour chats, and then as do something together, like a little mini workshop, you know, every once in a while, every weekend, something like this.
That would be lovely. I'm on my online workshops too. I want to collaborate with a few people coming up too, so I'll have to get you on there too, Lou.
I'd be delighted. I'd be delighted. Thank you, hon. Thanks for all you're doing. You're an inspiration. I appreciate it.
You too. You're so, you know what? It's just, don't ever forget. We must never forget. We are not alone. We're not alone. And I'll never forget when and I thought, this is weird. This seems to be my little sign that connects me with you at the moment, because when you first got in touch with me, when we first connected,
right,
and I had a message on my phone, and I remember I looked up, and at the train station was a sign saying it's okay to ask for help, right? And yeah, and then we connected. I was like, oh, cool. I haven't met this guy before, but it's okay to ask for help. Let's connect. And the universe brought us together. Just before we connected again this time, I saw that very same sign on a different train platform. It's okay to ask for help. So Lou Martin, I think this might become your new slogan.
I'm asking. I'm definitely asking. Yeah, and I'm grateful for it.
Help. And you know what? For those people out there who feel like their help isn't there, it is always there. Sometimes spirit will step back to let us learn a lesson or go through something that we think is really bloody hard and horrible, and we might even swear like, screw you, God. Like I've been doing that quite a lot lately. That's okay. It's
yes,
loving.
Of course. They don't take it personally.
Be loving with yourself, and also we must forgive God, because on some level God is us, and it's us doing it to us. Like
sure.
But it's okay to ask for help, but always trust that the help is there. You will never be put somewhere you cannot, or given something you cannot cope with.
Sure. No, that's right. I take your message, and it's a beautiful. I love the synchronicities, and I love the message. And ask for help and give thanks. That's my motto. You know, it's on its way, as you said.
That's the one. Oh, thank you, mate. Well, sending everybody love, and sending you love, Lou. And
thank you, hon. Likewise.
Let's speak again soon, honey.
Okay.
I'm off to do a fabulous interview with a woman called Francine Blake, who's a crop circle expert now. This is all very exciting.
Fantastic.
Getting the magic out there.
You're rocking it. Well, I love you, and let's talk again soon. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful evening. Yeah.
Love you too, honey. Love everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.